Okay, game number 1. Hera versus Zoopy. We had Hera as the heavy favorite going into this. And we have Zoopy starting with the Lithuanians. And Hera
I'm here from Dave's stream.
starting with the Britons. Nilly hopefully will recover in time to cast this game with me. I'm not going to pay attention to that last comment. Hera's based.
Zoopy is opening with 4 on food. Is he Lithuanians or what?
He is Lithuanians.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, it does say Lithuanians there. So he's going out to wood a little bit earlier. 4 on food because you start with 150 for anyone that's not familiar. Lithuanians get that civilization bonus. Hera wandering around trying to find his goats. His goats were pretty far away and he's going to miss those. No, he loops back for those. Good. Good. Whose base do you like better? Is it Zoopy's?
Zoopy defensive berries, gold, woodline, all kind of to the front against a range player though. Me no likey. Defensive gold, really important if you're Britons. I think I like Hera's map a bit more. Sounds weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually surprising to me. I would prefer Zoopy's map 9 times out of 10, I think.
Yeah, but like, how will he defend against crossbows? Like, he can't underproduce ever.
Okay. But what if he...
Against Franks? Against Franks, Zoopy's map is really good. Against Britons, not so much.
I don't think with I think with Lithuanians, though, if you lose the initiative in the middle of the map against Britons in, like, Castle Age or whatnot, I think you're just dead anyway, right?
But what if
Are
you
you
have,
gonna
like,
sit back and boom?
some scouts and want to regroup?
Okay. Then you have other woodline options you can move to.
Well, not with the Zoopy map.
Captain. All right, barracks for Zoopy, fairly early. So we're going to see the drush coming immediately. Is it going to be the 2 militia drush that we've seen quite a bit in KOTD so far? Or is it going to be the classic 3 militia?
It feels like 2 right now. Not a single villager on gold. The villager that is building the barracks, also looking to wall some more. And yeah, no interest in picking up any more gold.
And Zoopy's actually stolen a goat from Hera. So he's going to deny a little bit of food there. Hera's still 3 on wood. Okay, so...
I think Zoopy did a mistake here. 1 militia is out, 1 still in the barracks. Okay, now the second one's following.
Yeah, now he's sending it across. No lions in the way to run into either. They're going to find their way directly to that berry bush. And he sees that from Hera, so he knows exactly where to target. And I think the objective with the 2 militia drush isn't even to... It's definitely not to kill a villager, because it's going to be really tough. That would be nice, but the objective is basically cause idle time, force your opponent to maybe panic a little bit and play some quick walls.
Yeah, if you force them into some houses, that's nice. And yeah, look at that. No loom. Hera needs to run.
Yep. And Hera running back to the TC, and he's not going to have that food income from the berries for the time being. The militia stacking up against each other quite nicely. Getting that double mace attack. And Zoopy's just going to camp all the way on that berry bush.
Is he trying
now
to
coming forward with 4 vills.
Yeah, you don't really want to fight. With 3 militia, you can go for some engagement. This one is just annoy. You don't really want to lose any HP.
Well, you can keep picking away at the vills, right? Maybe get a hit here or there, force some idle time. Hera's got to be constantly paying attention to this.
One villager getting reasonably low, 17 HP, has to be microed back.
And Hera, with the big brain play of all time, has the scout where the sheep is coming back, but the goat is going to skillfully ignore the scout and make its way back to Zoopy's base. So Hera outplayed at the beginning of this game, surely. Zoopy still being annoying with the drush, and he's only taking about half damage on that militia. And there's 1 villager there that's less than half HP. Hera, though, is sending the scout back, and now that villager is taking a lot of hits.
Oh, does he try to commit there? No, he does not. Interesting.
Surprised Hera still has these out here. Okay, now he pulls them back. Zoopy going up to the feudal age. Hera already with a barracks, and he's going to add a archer range. No surprise with the Britons. Still, though, only 2 villagers able to gather from the berries. Now, and like, his villagers were constantly idle there, so that's going to hurt his eco a little bit. It's going to struggle to get the wood upgrade and then produce villagers behind it. He's running out of food on the goats, so maybe Zoopy just keeps camping in this area and holds Hera's initial few archers at home until he can get some military too.
I'm surprised that he didn't just send like 2 villagers to the other side, try to wall them in. Could have been a really small investment.
Yeah. So is Zoopy using this army to just like as an early warning system here? What is he? It's got the militia. It's got quite a big line of sight now that they automatically get tracking. And look at this. He is. I'd like the militia to come a little bit farther over though, so he can spot fully if Hera is coming across.
Stable by Zoopy. And we talked about that earlier in the Viper set, I believe, that a drush into scouts is something we very rarely see. Because Hera's base already pretty clumped up.
Yeah. And a lot of times you struggle for the food, right? But I guess if you're going just 2 militia, you're going to have extra food in the bank, which makes it a little bit easier, especially with Lithuanians. Always have food hanging around somewhere.
Okay. Still want to see an archer range against the skirmishers potentially. Hera actually making this map work quite nicely. Not too far away from being reasonably walled.
Yep. The only exposed area for him was really the berries, right? As soon as he took that back wood line, made his production buildings along the side. Zoopy struggling to hit anywhere else but that forward position. Now Zoopy with 2 scouts behind. He's going to add a 3rd one, wall basically to his TC from both sides. This is a weird looking base if I've ever seen one.
Is that ugly?
Oh, God.
Okay.
And Hera's holding his archer. He's not going forward with his archers at all. He's not even making a spearman.
Yeah, Hera is just 1 archer range to camp it out.
Yep. Trying to wall in that villager. That's not going to work.
A big feudal play for Zoopy could be a thing here. Just skirms, but he's so scared of the counter attack, although he saw some archers at home. Oh, finds the scout kill. This is the rush to castle. And once Hera hits castle age, Zoopy won't have a single safe wood line.
Yep. And Zoopy won't have any opportunities to hit this eco at all.
And
Look,
who
Hera
told
with
you?
a quick gate.
Who said that in the map analysis part?
You never said that Zoopy wouldn't have an
The safe wood line.
opportunity to... You said he wouldn't have a safe wood line, and I agreed with you, and I said he had plenty of other options to go to. And then I said, if you give up the middle of the map with Lithuanians, you're going to lose. So even if you're getting hit on all these wood lines, giving up the middle of the map is terrible. You should never let that happen.
Oh, that's what my... Sorry, that was my nonsense allergy. Oi.
Okay.
Oh,
What's nonsense about it?
kicked in heavily. Whew. So, archers for defense and some archers coming around. I don't think they should find too much, though. Berry's relatively exposed.
Oh, you mean the wood lines aren't getting hit?
Not in feudal age, in castle age. But
Yeah,
as I said, if you lose control as Lithuanian player in castle age, it's not looking great for you anyways.
And that's what I said too.
What?
Okay. You're doing it again, Nilly. You're deliberately antagonizing me for no other reason.
No
than for
other
your own
reason than
entertainment.
what? For
Your
entertainment.
own entertainment. Your own sick entertainment. Yes.
No. There were 3 people in my chat saying 1-1. Apparently
Okay.
that's a sign of being entertained in Age of Empires Worlds as well. By the way, look at the walls at the bottom for Zoopy.
Why not just secure that wood line if you're gonna make that full wall? Does he see it?
I think it's
yeah,
isn't
why
it
not just-
open twice? Left hand side and with the pond?
Oh, it might be.
It might be open twice.
It is. He's got 2 holes in there.
Okay.
Right, great. There's a hole in the pond here, and there's a hole up here. And Hera is hiding these archers, and Zoopy's going to miss them. Oh, man.
Boy.
Good job by Hera there to just keep those in the corner. Zoopy expected those archers to head back to Hera's base, and Hera will run in with those at some point and maybe find some damage, maybe on this wood line at the front here. I feel like Zoopy should have just walled to the edge of the map there instead of to that wood line. Then you secure yourself a safe one, at least.
Yeah, not a big one, but yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
Scout's still trying to find those archers. Skirm's helping there. Second archer range for Hera. Castle Age timing will be better for him. Did not need to invest that much into food. Now the market being rushed out by Zoopy.
And Hera is going to be in Castle Age so much quicker. Zoopy, even if he gets that market up, unless he sells his stone, he's going to struggle to balance this for sure. And Hera is going to be fully walled. And this is... We've seen this from Hera so many times, right?
Yeah.
He saves his villagers against the early military pressure. He doesn't overreact at all, gets the walls down, and then just booms up behind. And the other guy, it feels like bashing your head against a brick wall, I think.
It's like arguing against me.
Right.
Yay.
Skirmishers are in. Hera just leaves the berries. Not too much food left. And he's going to start attacking the gate now.
Archer's dealing with those scouts quite nicely. Skirms didn't really get the shot off. And once we are Castle Age, Hera will just have the full control. Do you add a second archery range here? It just feels overkill, right? Did he just open the palisades at the right? Oh, yeah, to let the skirms out.
He did open the palisade to let the skirms out, and the archers are going to arrive right as Castle Age kicks in. Let's see if Hera moves them around, though, and gets into that hole. There's a hole between the market and the house anyway.
Oh, God. This is a 4-hole walled base.
Yep. Swiss cheese.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, it's 3 holes, by the way. Plug the one at the left-hand side.
Okay, he did plug that.
Nice.
Still a way to get out for Hera, and Hera is going to sit here with these soon-to-be crossbows and snipe this villager on the wall. He'll probably hang out near the gold, utilize the hills, and run around the skirmishers. Luckily for Zoopy, his skirmishers are fast, so he can catch up to this army, get close, and deny Hera opportunities to micro. Hera still trying, though. And it is, of course, crossbow against regular skirmishers. And here comes the main crossbow mass from Hera. And losing the middle of the map to Britons is terrible. It feels awful in Castle Age when they have the extra range. He's there before Zoopy was. And Zoopy is now finally clearing up the archers in his base. But there's more crossbows at the front he needs to be worried about.
And not a single safe wood line. Didn't even have enough gold to afford Botkin. Ballistics is coming in as well. Zoopy in a world of pain here. Skirm count at only 7.
Yep. Hera clearing those up early. Hera gonna hit that wood line too. And now Elite Skirm is in for Zoopy. Bodkin's in. The second wood upgrade is in. Man, Hera is gonna be all over this base, and he's already added a second TC too. Zoopy scouts can do nothing but sit at the walls and say, "Let me in! Let me in!"
Oh, mangonel shot maybe against Hera. Big round attack! This was so good.
Really good stuff from Zoopy. That's exactly what he needed to bring himself back into this game.
Oh, and I was about to say, like, Hera will never allow a mangonel to connect there. But that was a really good shot.
Yeah, I think he maybe got a little bit overconfident there. He didn't expect the mangonel from Zoopy. Still no second armor upgrade on these skirmishers, though. So the crossbows should do pretty well. And I think I'm going to be that guy and say that Hera will never allow a second mangonel attack round on these archers.
Let's see. At least now he is aware of it. And interesting move. Like, moves out with 4 archers at the left-hand side. 6 archers through the center. Huh.
Lithuanian skirmishers. They are fast. Zoopy now going for a TC on the left side. Hera coming back with that army, and the mangonel is still there, plus a scorpion, and a lot of these crossbows are weak. So that Scorpion could get a good shot if Hera doesn't pay attention, but of course Hera's paying attention. Using the max range.
No, skirm first. Siege workshop by him in the center now as well. Means the skirmishers shouldn't really take the greatest fight from here on. And yeah, those were low HP as well already.
Yep. Hera losing a single crossbow. Zoopy now engaging against the villagers building that TC. He gets one! And that's it.
Woodlines, not the greatest ones now as well. If we look at how inefficiently those villagers are walking now. Fight in the center with Mangonel versus skirms.
Okay. Crossbows. He brought that group back, and now he's going to engage against the skirmishers falling back from Zoopy. I mean, ballistics, crossbow with Britons. Oh, Zoopy just feels like he's in so much trouble here, regardless of his woodline situation, as I know you're going to mention in a second here, Nilly. It feels like he just can't compete militarily at all.
Yeah, militarily, but also his woodland situation is really tricky.
Who knows? Maybe Hera will tack around his own crossbows.
Yeah, I don't think those 4 skirmishers will achieve too much.
They're going in. Hera's got ballistics, though. He's going to kill all of those, and he has 33 crossbows in this mass. He's going forward with 2 mangonels only. Taking a risk there that Zoopy didn't make any knights, and he actually kills both of those villagers, and then says later, and heads back across the map.
What a wild
Zoopy
move.
looking for those mangonels with the scout, and he's patrolling all his siege on the right, too, where Hera isn't at the moment. So kind of, I mean, Zoopy's kind of lost for where Hera's going to show up.
Yeah, and that scout obviously won't find too much. Ballistics now finally for Zoopy. But against crossbow with that extra range, with the mangonels, I don't really see too much happening unless Zoopy gets a crazy mangonel shot now.
Maybe he gets a crazy raid with the skirmishers. Unlikely, but it can happen. Hera now sitting on that forward hill with so many crossbows. 42 crossbows here. Another mangonel shot potentially from Zoopy could do damage, but Hera's going to notice that all day. He's also going to see the raid coming in and make some houses to wall up. So he should be fine on that account. Stable is the threat here to the mangonels, so Hera's going to take that out. +2 armor finally on the way from Zoopy.
19 skirmishers, but how can they engage? Skirm counterattack. I don't really see any magic here that could even allow a comeback for Zoopy.
Zoopy trying to get a good mangonel shot. Hera micros around that. Doesn't even do any HP damage. Zoopy now coming with 5 skirmishers from the other direction. This is going to do nothing at all. I mean, he's got more skirms on the hill. He's got the +2 armor now, but it doesn't matter. +2 doesn't matter against 39 crossbows and 3 mangonels.
It actually doesn't. If you have 35 or more, they're just one shot. Oh, man. And now he takes the crucial hill there. How do you ever engage into that? Has to be like 3 mangonels with nothing.
Well, I guess the answer is you don't from Zoopy as he decides to tap out. GG coming in. Zoopy, I mean, the drush, I feel like the 2 militia drush caused a lot of idle time. And it distracted a little bit, but the follow-up there was a bit lackluster with the scouts.
Scouts after a drush is simply not a play, and we have seen again why. People just wall, villages are more protected, and scouts, you kind of want to catch them off guard before they're walled, and you want to get all that map control. But Hera just sitting at home with archers, he didn't care about the scouts at all.
Even skirmishers would have been better there. Like a skirmishers and a couple spearmen would have been better than just the 3 scouts. Zoopy kind of feeling a bit overwhelmed by the Britons. And Hera just doing Hera things, for sure.
Yeah, kind of what we expected. KD, pretty brutal, 47-19, and economy way better for Hera as well. Did add those TCs earlier, and simply never really being forced to pull villagers after those militia died.
Yep. Damn, dude. Damn. All right, well, predictable. Let's hope for an upset here, though, as Zoopy looks to take game number 2. And that was Britain's being played from Hera. He gets the victory, and then Zoopy getting the loss with Lithuanians. And Tristan is saying Zoopy went for the worst possible build with this matchup. I'm so glad I'm not casting it. Yikers. I've never heard anyone use the term yikers before, but if anyone was going to be the first, it would probably be Tristan. It sounds very white.
It sounds very white?
Yes.
Okay. Very white.
Yes.
Okay.
Yikers. He says he's on his phone. That's no excuse.
Okay. Maybe it's a white phone.
Yep. Oh, true. Yeah, true. It's got that autocorrect, right?
Yeah.
It like you type in damn and it autocorrects it to darn.
Damn, bro. Becomes yikers. Or whoopsies.
It's got that Bible Camp extension on there. Tristan says, God, this is why he doesn't come to my stream anymore. This is why he just lurks in my stream. I knew it. I knew it. I need, hang on a second, Nilly. I need someone to sub real quick. Not a resub, just a sub. Or gift 1 sub. I don't...
What?
No, that's not the right...
What?
I have to show Tristan my new alert. That's
Okay.
a 7-month gifter. That's not what we need.
Someone sub, please. But only one person. It's enough.
We got one. We got one. We got one. We're fine.
Okay. Was Tinani looking? Watching?
I hope he was.
I need a confirmation. Otherwise, we need another sub.
Yep, we got
Not
2.
on my channel, on Dave's channel. Yikes.
Yikers.
Oh. Oh god.
Oh man. So game number 2, Civs.
I would predict
Guys,
something
stop
like
subbing now.
Vikings against Sicilians.
Vikings versus Sicilians. Okay, it sounds like you've already clicked the game link and got in there to check. But I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. And okay, we're heading into the game. And wow, Nilly with the excellent predictions here. Vikings for Hera and Sicilians for Zoopy. Wow, this is why I have this guy on my channel co-casting with me. He's been doing this for many years, folks. Many, many years.
Before we even had Sicilians.
Yes.
When do you think... No, yeah, I think you know when my first ever AoE cast was.
I know you told me that you used to have timestamps in your recording so people could make sure they were in line with the recorded game that they had downloaded to your commentary.
Yeah. I think like my first one was like 2003-ish.
Yep.
Something like that, 2004.
Okay, so Hera has the Vikings. Vikings, I mean, they got buffs and they got nerfs in the last patch, or a nerf, and then a couple, I guess, buffs. But no thumb ring kind of stunts their early Imperial Ball of Arbalest a little bit, not too much. And then, of course, their infantry gets a bit more HP, and then Berserk transition is easier now than it was before.
And those berserks are a bit stronger in Castle Age already. If you feel like transitioning and you're forced into some fights there.
Nilly, Fat General in chat says, I really love when you cast with Nilly. For other casters, I often get distracted laughing. Thankfully, that doesn't happen here.
Slash
Wide-
ban.
wide-
How was he called?
Wide people Nilly?
How was he called?
General something?
General
Scow?
something. Okay, nearly banned General something.
Yikers. All right, so what's the opening here?
It will be so bad if, like, next unban request video, someone stops by and like, how was I banned? And he has like not a single message on my channel for General something.
All right. What do you open with Sicilians? Answer my question.
I open probably defensive archer skirm. Like one archer, only one on gold into skirms.
Okay. And then are you walling up trying to get to Castle Age? You want the matchup in Castle Age, or do you want feudal aggression?
I prefer double archer range versus double archer range.
In Castle Age or feudal age?
In feudal age.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of Castle Age pressure, kind of playing like mass skirm knight. Feels really good.
Okay. Obviously, you're taking less bonus damage, so if the Vikings go for skirmishers, you're kind of feeling good about it. And if Vikings go for knights, then you're always feeling good about Vikings going for knights, right?
Yeah,
Not really the optimal choice for them.
Plus, you kind of want to punish them if they go for too many TCs. And I think people are underusing dungeons. 300 stone already? Just put one there. Put on some pressure.
Okay. So, what do you think about the maps? I mean, Hera's gold is pretty far out in the open here, but he does have that gold at the back that he could shift to if he wanted. He's also got 3 different wood lines he can go. The 2 are pretty far forward, and the other one is a little ugly with that hill, but still not the worst map I've seen in King of the Desert.
Yeah. Hera's also a guy that is more like, okay, I will try to make my main gold work rather than I will go for the back gold.
Yeah. And then Zoopy's map, I mean, Zoopy's already going for the pre-walls. He expects a men-at-arms push from the Vikings. And he's got the walls set up already. He's gone to Lumbercamp the back wood line too. And his gold is at the back, although it's very open in that area. And there's that ugly hill right above it.
I don't even know where you want to put your buildings. Kind of next to the stone at the front there, probably. And his build-up looks very much like it's going to be scout opening into skirms later on.
Okay. Militia, second militia on the way already from Hera. He's on the way up to the next stage. Third one should follow shortly. And then the men-at-arms upgrade, of course, when he gets there. And there's the third one. He'll head out as soon as that's complete, and he'll probably go... Let's see what he can see. He can't see the berries, but he has to assume it's there.
Yeah.
He sees everything else.
Yeah. Kind of the only spot. You have to have a minimum distance from the gold. He knows where the TC roughly has to be. So, pretty obvious that it's to the right-hand side.
Process of elimination.
I think I like attacking the left-hand side, because it's just way easier to reinforce with your own archer skirm.
Yeah. And it's a long way back for him, too. If you attack that wood line, like, he has to go up a hill, back to the TC if you ever break in. So it could be an option, whereas the berries are so close. You might get hit by that TC fire. And indeed, the militia are coming to the left-hand side. And another stable for Zoopy. So scouts again from him. Militia are going to be upgraded to men-at-arms in 10 seconds here, and they'll be attacking that wall right away, and Hera will be following up with an archer range at his base. So if Zoopy's not careful, and Hera maybe sends forward a spearman here too, he could camp in this location for quite a while.
Yeah, this could be really ugly. I think we need an archer range pretty quickly, and that's why I said I'd probably like to open with an archer range here myself if I'm Sicilians.
Just feels way more flexible, right, than the stable. It's either, and especially when you're scouts against men-at-arms, you're making that decision like, do I go forward? Do I wait around until I have enough to engage? I guess the only thing Zoopy can do at the moment is try and cut off the reinforcements from Hera, which would be great if Hera doesn't add a spearman in with his archers going forward.
Zoopy is scouting for that.
Yep.
So good on him. But obviously, Sicilians want to get onto lots of farms, so archery range won't fly in too quickly. He has 12 on wood with the straggler villagers as well. Scouts, not really finding any reinforcements in Hera. Look at that. He even sends a scout to guard those 2 archers over.
Yep. Doesn't have a spearman, though. It's kind of strange. Right? Like, it's so cheap to make one. Why not add one in?
I'm surprised as well. Now could take the fight. And Zoopy takes a way better fight than he ever should.
Yeah. Not the greatest first engagement, but Hera's still getting damage. He's going to take out 2 scouts there, nearly. It was a good start for Zoopy, but I feel like that's definitely not worth it at all. I mean, 2 men-at-arms still alive from Hera. He's got archers here now, and the villagers have to run. And they're going to run to that back wood line now. But they changed their mind and head towards the TC. And now you're thinking, if you're in Zoopy's position, all you have is a stable. There's no archer range yet. You need to make a tower somewhere or something.
Yeah, costs lots, obviously. Only having Donjon as an option here. And this one looks really good for Hera. Even finds the resources for fletching now. Scouts even getting down.
Yep. Imagine if he had a spearman there, too.
Yeah.
Would have been even worse.
Yeah,
but Hera will take this all day. I mean, the men-at-arms are pretty weak. The archers are going to micro against the scouts. But look at this. This is 5 villagers worth of idle time chasing after you. And if Hera had a spearman here, Zoopy can't even engage, I think. Yeah. I can't engage now. I mean, Hera saved that men-at-arms somehow. And Zoopy has been taking terrible fights so far. Just scouts and villagers v archers. And the scouts are getting microed down.
Oh, man. This could be a really short game. Oh, and he's going to the left-hand side wood line?
Yep. And he loses a villager right away. Hera probably kills another villager here. No, he's going to go for the scouts first. Still no spearman. He's so confident.
14 farmers, so he could easily afford this. Now the defensive donjon. All the villagers are high HP there. No walls, though. Men-at-arms at 5 HP. Archers are moving in. This could be 1 or 2 dead vills.
Yep. And imagine you built this a little bit earlier when you were running with those villagers, right? You send them over to this wood, and they're still on wood, and you have the donjon in defense. You don't lose any there. You don't lose your scouts unnecessarily. Hera just microing these down, looking for a villager pick. He gets her, of course. Gets away with all 4 archers.
Wow. Oh, so many problems. Still not a single gold mined this game for Zoopy.
How does he do this with no spearmen?
Well, men-at-arms are crazy strong, right? They suddenly have 54 HP.
Still, it feels really weird to me. It seems like just such a simple addition, right?
Yeah, I agree. Now he goes for 1. Right? Or did he have 1 at home? No, he just had 1 at home.
Oh. Patrolling on that gold. Doesn't want the scouts to loop around. Zoopy still with no archery range. He only has a stable. Hera's resources. I mean, he's almost got 500 food in the bank behind this.
Yeah, 8 on gold already. Only does he have double archery range? So probably just go on 9 or 10 on gold and fly to Castle Age quite easily.
P90 says Spears versus Sicilians suck, guys. They don't suck that bad, Tristan. And they're cheap. If they suck so bad, then why does he have 1 on the gold? Actually, I'm not even going to argue with some guy that's not even in the booth with us. I think that's a big yikers, to be honest.
Okay. Low HP villagers at the front. Getting sniped. Oh, yeah. What was the reason again why we never do triple cast?
I don't know. I guess, like, I remember back in the day, I think I would only do a triple cast if Taff was involved.
Okay. He was really good at triple casting.
Yeah, because you knew when he was gonna chime in because you would hear the sound of his lighter lighting up the cigarette when he, like, hit the unmute button.
Okay.
You know that sound.
I don't remember, no, sadly.
Mate. And then he would chime in.
Uh,
All right, lots of scouts here from Zoopy. They're weak, though, and Hera's going to micro. And Zoopy has the armor, but Hera has a hill. And Hera has lots of archers here, and Zoopy just calls the GG. And that seemed inevitable from the very moment that Zoopy dropped that stable. Incorrect response, I think.
this feels like a pretty different level.
Yep.
And Zoopy is 2.4k.
Yep. Unfortunate.
Damn.
I don't know why everyone's bullying me. You're bullying me. Tristan's bullying me.
Well, it's easy if you don't fear a real threatening comeback.
True.
Right? You always pick the weak ones to bully. The clever bully picks on the weak ones.
Yeah, I know.
And Tristan and I are clever bullies.
Okay.
That's simple. So what's the most interesting stats I can look at?
I didn't even look at the stats.
Okay.
I think that'd be a disservice to Zoopy to look at the stats at the moment.
Okay.
That was a rough game. Very rough game for him. He didn't even have a second military building. He just went pure stable. Like, after it didn't work the first time, he just made more scouts. He never went for a counterattack. He never caught the reinforcements coming across the map. It was just rough. Kind of yikers, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who was he was playing as the Vikings. There we go. Win for the Vikings for Hera. And then loss for the Sicilians for Zoopy. And now we head into the final game here. We don't have the link yet.
The final game here. Spoilers. Shame on you, Dave. Only because it's 3 recorded games and they only send us 3. Doesn't mean that we should tell the viewers. You should pretend to hype it up. Actually, that's something I learned from you during Red Bull. Game was completely over, and like everyone in the back room was saying like, "Oh, why is he not resigning?" And it's so over. It's a waste of time and such. And you were casting with Tristan, and like you were like holding Tristan's hand. Tristan, imagine if player X is making it happen. It would be the greatest comeback of Age of Empires history. And I learned so much from you there. So thank you for that. And making me a better, not only caster, but also better human being.
I'm glad we could have this moment, Nilly.
Without you talking over me.
You good for the next game?
I'm ready.
Okay.
That's how you treat me. I make a sincere compliment. And you're just trying to make it even yikers than it already is.
All right, Nilly. Game 3. Here we go. Let's get into here.
Last game of the day.
Maybe not backed in Slam, and maybe Zoopy has something to say about it. I mean, he is playing Huns against Ethiopians. It feels like if Huns can get something rolling in the Castle Age and kill that big ball of Ethiopian archers, they could maybe, get a victory. I think if Ethiopians switch into knights with double stable, which I've seen a lot, it basically always fails.
Ethiopian doubled stable switch.
Yeah, like going into Castle Age, I've seen it already twice in this tournament.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Against what civs?
One of them was against... was that Byzantines, I think?
Okay,
And
okay.
the other one was against... I can't remember the other one.
I can see it against Byzantines. Although I
Yep.
can also see Siege Workshop work for Byzantines.
Yeah.
By the way, Zoopy, sheep scouting there, only found 4 of his sheep so far. And was a bit late with his boar. So, idle TC, or idle villagers there under the TC.
Yep.
Field Zoopy man.
He doesn't look super confident today. Probably came into this matchup knowing that he was definitely came in knowing he was the firm underdog. I would have loved to see some more aggressive strategies from him, right?
That's not really a style though, and that's the big problem, right? If we had someone, let's say on the same skill level, or like someone like Stray Dog, for example, can put Hera into weirder spots than Zoopy ever would. Or like a Rubenstock.
Yep.
Or Project Belgium,
Or Say My Name.
Yeah, Say My Name's performance was really nice as well.
Yep. Okay, well, Zoopy, I mean, his map is very open at the front. That pawn kind of eating into that wood line. And he's got hills all the way around. His gold is basically all alone over there. There's no trees to be found. And then his berries are also in a pretty awful position. Luckily for him, he does have the wood at the back that he can take. And Hera is going to be forced forward to take all his wood, but he does have the safe gold. Well, safe-ish gold at the rear.
No. Barry's kind of ugly as well. It's like Hera's map, if he ever is in the back foot, will become pretty ugly as well, because he's surrounded by small hills. But as you said, Zoopy is not looking so much better. And are we seeing it again? Like scout opening by Zoopy, and Hera just will play archers, right?
I mean, it's been pretty underwhelming so far, and Hera's managed to do quite well against it. Second zebra coming in, or I guess the first one was an ostrich. Doesn't make any difference. And Zoopy is going to go for the barracks right now. So he is... This looks like men-at-arms for that barracks timing.
I think so as well. Pop 21 now goes for Loom. Second villager on gold. And yeah, so will be men-at-arm opening. After the scouts didn't really pay off too well.
Oh, Hera! Okay, that's good that he saved that. That's bad to lose that HP like that, but it's good that he saved it so he can potentially go over and check the gold and see if it is indeed a men-at-arms opening. Also, Zoopy failed on that zebra push.
Yeah.
So he missed out on that food and spent a lot of time trying to do that, and he's trying to find Hera now. It's a good thing he just kind of abandoned it and came forward. He knew the priority was scout my opponent rather than try and push that in again.
Sees the gold, sees big hill, so has a good idea to not run into the TC. 1 on gold is totally fine with Ethiopian to get the 100 extra gold, reaching feudal age. And then the big question is, what's the follow-up from Hera? 1 archer range, early blacksmith? Feels likely.
Yeah. With Ethiopians, of course, I mean, you get that buffer, right? You get 100 food, 100 gold. Feels like it's a way easier transition into follow-up army if you're going for men-at-arms.
Hera played pop 20 men-at-arms, by the way. That's just crazy fast. How early those men-at-arms will arrive? And with Hans, you won't really house wall? Oh, I see some... Oh, I already fear berries and woodlines could be in big doo-doo.
Yeah, and this is a weird place to wall, too. With the hills around the berries and, like, the bush placements. And then the same thing with the wood line. It's going to be really ugly. Zoopy's going to have to make something happen. Maybe a preemptive wall between the berries and that wood line now that he sees the scouts there. He's making his way around, though, with his own militia. And he's going to find his way to Hera's wood line here. Unfortunately, he's still 20 seconds away from the upgrade. But this is some decent damage from Zoopy, as long as he doesn't run into that TC.
Oh, but lost so much HP at the left-hand side, and only now men-at-arms are coming in. Already lost so much. Maybe trades off against 1 bill.
He takes a villager from Hera. Almost took a second one, too. Might actually take a second one. If he keeps attacking this woman. No, the other men-at-arm was attacking the guy. And he's going to have to pull back there. So one villager dead from Hera. No villagers dead from Zoopy. Hera actually ran into that TC at the start. But Hera still has 2 full HP men-at-arms.
Let's see if he can be more annoying. First Archer pretty soon out. Zoopy, lots of idle eco still. Hera commits here quite surprisingly. Zoopy with great micro.
Yep, and Zoopy manages to save those villagers. Going to send the Archer back. But the economy... I mean, it's good micro to save that stuff, but it definitely doesn't look clean at home. He's got villagers standing around. They're going back out to the berries now. Low HP villagers everywhere. And Hera already has his follow-up on the way with the archers. And he knows about that gold placement in the north from Zoopy. So maybe he ends up heading there. Or maybe just tries to pick off these archers from Zoopy when they're exposed in the middle of the map.
Blacksmith will be so much faster as well. We'll have the resources pretty soon. Yep. And yeah, that will be an ugly timing. Fletching against no fletching.
Good pick off from Zoopy there to snipe that man-at-arm with the last arrow. He's going for a tower here on the berries. I feel like can he defend with his military? Does he need the tower here? I guess not, since he lost that archer.
But still, one skirmisher?
Yeah.
Should have been fine.
And now he won't have a tower to secure the gold either. If Hera shifts over to that side.
Which he obviously is.
Yep. This is just 2 players at a drastically different level. And Zoopy loses that farmer. Oh my goodness. It's just tragic. And Zoopy is like, what would you say, top 50 in the world? Something like that?
No, I think you can be more generous. I would call him like number 35. Yeah, something like that.
You heard it here first. Number 35. And Hera is just making him look... It looks like it's not even the same league at the moment, Nilly.
Maybe even 30, honestly. Has been great in team games lately as well. He's been performing really well in 1v1s.
More army from Hera at the top side. Constant production from him. How many archer ranges? Only 1. But the KD for him, 6-4. And he's going to be in on the gold again. This villager likely to go down. Maybe Hera gets too aggressive and runs into the TC. No, Zoopy saves him. Okay. But the skirmishers are back on that wood line there. Second archery range from Zoopy. Can't access his gold, so he's going to be going pure skirmisher production for the time being. And Hera at home, I mean, his resources, Nilly, like 350 food, 100 gold in the bank. He's looking perfectly fine.
And 1 lumber camp here. Zoopy's super inefficient in that regard. Gets the second, gets armor now, so skirms can take this fight. But I just see Hera running home and attack again once he has the attack advantage in Castle Age.
Or just keep circling this base. I guess you can't really do damage on the wood line now that you know the tower's there. So stay on the hill. Maybe Zoopy will take a bad engagement against you. Hera has to have noticed the first armor upgrade already. So he's just going to buy himself a little bit of time. Secure his economy at home. Pick off the occasional archer when he can.
Crazy.
And then go up to the castle age.
Yeah. And he even, like, I think in his micro, calculated the Ethiopian faster firing in as well. It just looked faster than your normal micro. So great on Hera thinking about that.
Yeah. Well, it could be just muscle memory, right? He's played Ethiopians enough times. It's not even something that you're like consciously thinking about.
I would think muscle memory actually is the opposite, right? That would actually not remember that one civilization that is different to the others.
That's for the first few shots, though. Once you're into the game and you've already microed a little bit with your archers, I think that it kicks in.
Okay. Low HP villager by Hera, but luckily goes back. Puts the villagers around, and at least 1 stable being added here by Hera. How many scouts do we need to see for him to move out here? Like 2? I think 2 should be enough. It's only 1 archer. Maybe even
honestly,
1 scout.
Yeah.
This could be another very short game. If he runs in here.
I think so. I mean, you look at what Zuppy's doing right now. He's getting town watch. He thought Hera was looping around with some archers, and he wanted the vision. And Hera is actually going for scouts right now. Zoopy sees that garrison in the stable, and he's still going in, Nilly.
Wow, that feels so risky. I think Hera... I'm a bit surprised that Hera didn't jump yet. And I'm even more surprised that Zoopy stays there.
Yeah, this is nuts from Zoopy. I guess he feels like he needs to do damage and he wants to hold those archers at home. He's worried about them like coming around and hitting his exposed eco, but the scouts are out now. Zoopy is coming across, getting hit by a lion too. He's gonna bring all of these skirmishers back across. He's got more in the middle, but Zoopy is nowhere near being in the castle age, and Hera is gonna hit right now. He just got the armor on the scouts. And Zoopy calls the GG, and that was... Oh, man. We've seen some 3-0s in this tournament, but not quite like that. Not yet. Anyway.
I didn't know you could 3-0 without tower rushing.
Okay.
So convincing by Hera. Holy moly. How long were those games? Like 30 minutes? 21 minutes? 21 minutes?
Yeah, and I think you brought it up. I mean, it's just a bad matchup for Zoopy, right?
Yeah.
In terms of play style.
Yeah.
Like, I think even if Zoopy had matched against someone like MBL, we get a lot more closer games, even though MBL probably still wins the set. Zoopy with the more standard play and defensive style can do well, but Hera with the defensive and standard style of his own, just doing everything a little bit better than Zoopy.
Yeah, or Zoopy, something like against Jordan... Someone against, like, Dogao, Dowd. Those are all way better matchups for him than against Hera.
Yeah. Damn. I feel for the guy. I mean, he came back. He had a period of inactivity, right? Throughout DE, and he came back and got himself into this round of 32, and then he goes out 3-0. It's definitely unfortunate. And I remember Zoopy. I mean, it's a name that's been around a long time. I remember him playing games against Viper. I was watching those in like 2015, I think. And he was taking the occasional win from Viper.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a known talent, and I hope to see him in future tournaments too. But good job for Hera. Taking the victory 3-0, the expected result, and much quicker than we would have probably predicted.